Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if it's your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Today I am at Starved Rock State Park in Oglesby, Illinois. It's a beautiful park, probably the most beautiful park in the Midwest if you ask me, but I'm very biased. So beautiful sunny day, not a cloud in the sky, not a great morning for shooting landscape photography, but here at Starved Rock the park is, it's all canyons and waterfalls and overhangs and things like that. So the bright sun isn't really going to impact landscape photography in a negative way. So got that going for us. Right now I am at a place called Council Overhang. It's a huge arch. It's really awesome. It's dug in, I would say, I don't know, from the very back to the very front. I'm going to use football analogy. I'm going to say it's probably 30 yards or so. I don't know, what's that, about almost 100 feet we'll call it. But it's really deep, so it's pretty cool, especially in the fall when the trees are all, you know, yellow, orange, dark brown, all that kind of stuff, and you can look out and see the beautiful trees. But what I'm liking about this shot this morning is looking into the sun. I'm getting those long shadows off the trees, and the water is dripping. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. Water is dripping from the top of the arch. It's really cool. So that's it. I'm just out to get this one shot of Council Overhang today, and then we'll take you into the old beat lab, process it, and see how it comes out. So hopefully we get a halfway decent shot this morning and make it a good start to solar eclipse day. So I've got the Nikon D850. I have two lenses. I got my 12-24 Sigma lens, and I've got a 24-70 also Sigma lens. What I've got on it right now is the 12-24, so I can be wide enough to get all the, further back into the overhang as I can, because the light and the texture is really creating some cool atmosphere, and hopefully I'll get some good B-roll to show you guys that. I would like to be at a higher f-stop number, f14 to 18, maybe to 22, try to get a sunburst formation out of the sun, since I'm shooting right into the sun. I'm because of the dynamic range of the light, which means you got a lot of bright and you got a lot of dark, I'm going to do a bracket, and I'm going to do like a 7-frame bracket, and then we'll mix it all together in Lightroom or Photoshop and see how it comes out. I want to bracket, so I expose for the brightest brights as well as the darkest darks, and then everything in the middle will just hopefully blend all together, and we'll get a nice balanced image with these super incredible brights staring right into the sun, and these darkest darks that are in the shadows and in the corners of the overhang. So that's what we're after today. So thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll get to it. After a lot of trial and error and a lot of looking around the Council Overhang, I finally settled on this one spot here and took my 7-shot bracket. So now it's time to take these images back to the beat lab and see if we can do anything with them. Alright, so here we are in Lightroom, and you can see I've got my 7-shot bracket already marked by using a star. You can see here I'm just going through them, and you can see how the light changes with each exposure. So now I'm just going to highlight the first one in the set and shift and click the last one in the set. Then I'm going to right click on any of the images. The one that I have on the screen works, and then I'm going to go to edit in, and this time I'm going to actually use merge to HDR in Photoshop. I don't know honestly that I've ever used this before. Typically just do it right in Lightroom. And I believe when you do it this way, you don't have to manually align the images and stack the images and blend them or whatever using different clicks. I think when you bring him over into Photoshop this way, it's going to align them and blend them all in one step. So saves you a couple of clicks, I guess. I could be wrong, and if I am, let me know, please. Then it brings you to this screen here, and you can see on the bottom you have your 7 bracketed images, which is pretty cool. And I'm assuming the one in the top that's a bigger thumbnail is the blended version. So I just click OK, and Photoshop does its magic. I'm hoping. Now from here, what I'm going to do is just save the file, so Photoshop will shove the image right back in the Lightroom. And you want to save it as something, because I think otherwise it will be destructive changes to your images. So just save it as something so you're safe and have the original files in case you need them later. Now this screen popped up. I've not seen this screen before, but it's asking me how I want the file compressed. I'm going to choose none, but this is new to me, so if I'm making a mistake here, please let me know. I looked over these other choices here and I did not see a need to make any changes, so I'm just going to click OK here. And now this blended image should be right back in Lightroom. And here it is. And because I didn't do any processing before I did the merge, this image, in my opinion, still needs some work. It doesn't look too bad, but I want to bring out the shadows a little bit and bring down those highlights in the grass, and not grass, but leaves and mud and stuff in the foreground. Here I am going through the processing of this image. It took me a while for some reason, so I'm speeding this up about 4 times what it actually took. At this point, you guys are probably really glad I sped this up. Still not liking those highlights in the foregrounds, and here I go trying to bring them down even a little bit more. So that's going to do it for this image. Now I'm going to do basically the same thing, but in Lightroom. Okay, here's our 7 bracketed images again. I'm just going to right click. I'm going to go up to Photo Merge and select HDR. It's going to give us a couple of choices here: auto align, auto settings, etc. The ghosting, I'm going to leave it medium. There's probably a little bit of wind, so that'll help if any of the trees got misaligned. And I'm just going to click the old merge button. After a couple of minutes, you'll see a new file pop up. It'll be a DNG file, and that is your blended image. Same thing, I didn't do any processing on the images before I merged them, so I'm going to do a little work on them now. I will not make you guys all suffer through the processing on this one. Well, I guess I will, but I will speed it up quite a bit, so you don't have to suffer nearly as long as you did before. And this is the final image of the Lightroom merge, and here is the Photoshop merge. So slightly different. It looks like a little more detail in the foreground on the Lightroom. Again, here's the Photoshop one. I don't know, let me know which one you guys like better, or or if you like either one of them. So I'll put them both up on the screen now side by side so it's easier to see the differences and Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments if you like either one better than the other, or just general thoughts. All right, from a very bright and sunny Starved Rock State Park council overhang. Hope you enjoyed the pictures. Hope you enjoyed the little Lightroom and processing demonstration. Really appreciate y'all stopping by. And you all know the drill. Like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And with that, I am your old buddy, Double G, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.